Hello and welcome to Property Money Trees Maximising Property Values, the once a month show where I break down the steps of how to recognise, enhance and then extract the values in property in order to create wealth. Would you like to find out how you can benefit from the steps of maximising property values? This is even if you don't own a property yet or have a deposit. If that's a yes, then you're in the right place to find out. My name is Patricia Faber, and although many know me for my work as a solicitor, on this show you will be getting the benefit of my 30 plus years worth of experience of maximising property values, experience which has given me a net worth in millions. So who might benefit from listening to this show? Literally anyone with an interest in creating property wealth. Welcome back. This month's episode is also going to be a real-time episode. So this is being recorded in March of 2022 and it is going to be released on the 1st of April 2022. And the reason why I'm recording it real-time is because people say, oh, you can't get deals, you can't get good deals, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I literally just want to show people that you can. So this is something which I've completed on the 18th of March 2022, and that's the one that I'm going to be talking about. So, people, you'll be able to see what it is that you can and can't get. So this again was something that I found on Rightmove. It's a 2-bedroom maisonette, but the way it's presented, you'd actually think it was a house. Now, I've seen some agents describe neighbouring houses as muse houses. They are absolutely lovely. Anyway, 2-bedroom house, open plan, kitchen, lounge, that's how they were built, a smallish bathroom, no en-suites, a decent sized master bedroom, but the second bedroom is actually built into the loft, so it does have a sloping ceiling, but still a very good size. So it was on the market at £280,000. I went to view it on the 29th of September, immediately made an offer. My offer was accepted on the 30th of September and, like I said, completed on the 18th of March 2022. So the September things were in 2021 and completion took place in 2022. And what delayed things a bit is, do you know what, a whole load of things. So when I applied for the mortgage, the broker went onto HM Land Registry to get the title deeds. Now, there are quite a number of restrictions on the title deeds, but they're not unusual. They're the kind of restrictions that you'd find in a lease. Like I said, this is a maisonette, so it really is like, well, no, it's not like, it's a leasehold property. So maisonettes are simply flats with their own front doors. So anyway, so this is a maisonette, and so the broker went onto HM Land Registry, looked at the restrictions on the title deed and decided no lender would lend on it. So I had to say, well, look, why don't you ask a lender? You're not qualified. Even, me being a solicitor, I'm not a conveyancing solicitor. I wouldn't actually give an opinion, such a strong opinion as you have, on the matter. Anyway, she went to the lender and she said, oh no, the lender said the solicitor would have to advise, which is what I told her. I said, the lender's solicitor will advise them as to whether or not they can lend on the property. And I'm fairly certain that the lender's solicitor is not going to find these restrictions at all harmful or detrimental. Anyway, so she said, oh, okay, in that case, but, I'd like you to confirm that you might be wasting your survey fees and our fees. And I said, I'm happy. I'm happy with that. If I lose them, so be it. But I'm buying this property. And there's nothing wrong regarding these restrictions. Anyway, so that took, about 3 weeks to sort out. And I was getting really frustrated, but I had an amazing agent acting for the seller. So they weren't putting me under pressure, but I knew that I couldn't afford to just sit on my laurels and, just let this play out. So I was pushing and pushing and pushing. Anyway, so like I said, completed on the 18th of March 2022. Now, here are some figures just to let people know. And, having done my due diligence, I realised that these were the kind of figures that I could expect to get from the property. As you probably know, when you use property data, you can value properties based on their conditions. So for this particular maisonette, in an unmodernised condition, it was valued at £320,000. Now, bearing in mind that I'm buying it for £270,000, the lease on the maisonette was about 154 years, so wouldn't need to spend any money renewing the lease or extending the lease. And the works, I've literally just finalised today, the last person who's going to be doing the works on the place, and it should come in at less than £20,000 for a very high standard. So you can see where there could be money in this. So on modernised, 320. The property is not unmodernised, and I'm paying £270 for it. Below average condition, it was valued at £355,000. Average condition, £390,000. High condition, £430,000. Very high condition, £460,000. All of this on property data. So you can see there's going to be a minimum, because I do my stuff up to a very high standard, a minimum of £100,000 in this property. Now, it's not something that I actually want to sell right now. No, I'm keeping this. I'm going to be renting it out. And one of the reasons why I don't want to sell right now is there's a piece of land in the same development, which funnily actually is going in an auction tomorrow. So I don't know whether or not it's going to sell or not, but somebody is going to buy that land and develop it. It's already got planning permission for 5 units. I can't remember if they are townhouses or, again, maisonette. I think they're maisonettes similar to the one that I've actually just bought. Now, everyone knows, or should know, that new builds command a higher price than existing build. So when these new things are constructed, they will command a high price. Now, because we're all in the same development, those high prices are going to positively affect the values of the other properties in that development. So I'm not selling until the new builds, which are yet to be built, because whoever's going to build them hasn't even bought the land yet, until they're actually done. Remember, my offer's been accepted at 270. So you can understand why I was pushing the broker to get this done, so that at least a surveyor would be instructed, and the seller and the agent wouldn't think that I was a time waster. Anyway, got it through. But how do you find these kind of properties? Because they're out there. And this is my 3rd completion this year. So the first one was a 1-bedroom flat in Crystal Palace, 1-bedroom flat, £207,500, 325 with a long lease. So that one had a short lease of 65 years, I think. So that lease is going to be extended. Then the second one was also a short lease flat, and that was 200 and £210,000. Again, value of about 350 once it's done up and the lease has been renewed. Again, short lease of 65, 66 years on that one. Again, lots of value baked into these things, because the lease renewals for either of, the Crystal Palace one or this second one, which is a South Croydon one, my surveyors told me there's no way that I'm going to be paying any more than £35,000. The works to the properties, no more than £25,000. You can do the sums yourselves. Rightmove can help you get good value properties as long as you know what to look for. So, I've spoken about how you do this in podcasts. I also go through, the steps in my workshops, which take place twice a year, once in November and once in May. So there's no reason why anyone can't get the sort of things that I'm talking about here. And if you can't, get a sourcer who will do it for you. Because you do need time to actually trawl through Rightmove and Zoopla and On the Market and all of the selling portals. But if you don't have the time, find somebody who does have that time and pay them for their time. So again, I offer deal sourcing. My deals start at £5,000, but most of them go for about £10,000. And I have £15,000 deals as well. And the odd one may well go into 20 or 25. Completely compliant in terms of deal sourcing. So my company is registered with HMRC for anti-money laundering purposes. I'm registered with the PRS in terms of, the requirement to be registered with an ombudsman. I have the requisite insurances. I'm also registered for data protection with the ICO. The ICO is the Information Commissioner's Office. And that's to do with data protection. So fully compliant, and anyone can do this. So if you're looking to get into property and you think you don't have enough money in order to buy anything, you can deal source. What you need is time, and what you need is education, and what you need is a good head on your shoulders, and there is absolutely no reason why you can't do it yourself. Anyway, so that is another deal that I got on Rightmove in March 2022. And see you next month, because there's another one that I have in the pipeline, and if that completes by next month, I'll talk about it next month. So don't miss it. Come back, and if you are enjoying these, please just leave a review. Rate it, review it, because that just gives me feedback, and I welcome all feedback. So thank you very much for listening.